Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just wanted to take a minute and go over this new platform that we just got involved with roughly around I think now 4 weeks now. Um, it's been a while since I've actually made one of these, but I feel like I need to just because it's exciting stuff. I just literally got off a conversation with one of my partners, and yeah, this is going to be fun with this platform. It's one of two that I'm currently involved in. I've been with the other for just over a year, and it's been paying out like 1% per day. Yeah, and it's been great. Have a good team in there. You know, everyone's obviously making profit. It's attached to the forex markets, so that's currently how your money is being traded, and then basically you receive a percentage per day and per week, and then that basically is how you get compensated for having your money inside of there. This one's a little bit different, simply because we're actually able to compound weekly. Okay, and I'm going to go over some of that with you guys, just so that you can have an understanding, and I'm also going to go over the compensation plan available for anyone who's actually wanting to build a team, or basically not build but share it, right? So here's the thing, and one of the main reasons I got involved with trading is because I personally, so like this is literally the way that I got involved. Like think 4.5, 5 years ago, I was doing my taxes for my business, my real estate business. I was doing development for mid to high end homes, and I was getting all my paperwork and everything ready for doing my taxes, and I actually had my statement for my mutual funds, and that year I literally lost money, and I was like, okay, like I thought I was like in a mid range, nothing crazy was happening in the economy. Like what the hell, right? And here's the thing, guys. The reason I obviously understand that there is a risk to investing, but here's the thing: is that I actually used to work for Sun Life. I used to be a financial advisor with them when I was younger. So I kind of know the ins and outs when it comes to the fund that I chose and all that kind of stuff. Average, it was doing roughly around like 8 to 10%. And then it kind of just shit the bed. But anyways, that's kind of what sparked the interest, because I had been already seeing people talking about forex and trading and all that. And like before that, I didn't really know much about it, but obviously it sparked my interest, and it stuck with me, where I basically said, hey, I can probably do this. Okay, so fast forward, I've been with several companies now, and currently I just do my own thing. I have my own group, I have my own team that I trade every morning with, for the people that are dedicated to and actually want to learn how to trade. And unfortunately, it is a very hard skill to master, and I've come to that conclusion, and that's why I got involved with the previous platform, because I still want to see people win, right? I still want to see people be able to attach themselves to the markets, and potentially get a above average return, rather than being stuck with the banks that only give you a small amount per year, and really you're kind of like typecasted into this like box, right? So that's why we got involved with the previous platform, and then this one here, actually a month and a half ago, my one of my partners came up to me and said, hey, this we have this available, we're launching here. We've been testing it out for the last 6 months, and it's great, right? So right there and then, I got excited, because first off, I am a trader. I understand how the markets work. But second of all, it was a missing component that we didn't have in the first one, and that is compound interest, right? So I think Warren Buffett, there's a famous quote that he says, compound interest is one of the wonders of the world, right? And basically, with platforms like this is fully automated. What it basically provides for you is an opportunity for you to attach yourself to the markets. You're not doing any of the heavy lifting. Basically, people that have the experience and understand the markets are the ones that are going to be doing the work for you. Obviously, the risk is you putting your money into the platform. But here I can I can actually go before I even get involved with anything or before I even divulge anything, you can go right here into your back office performance reports, right? And I'll show you the track record that has actually been, it's visible here for the last several years, right? So this last week we did 3.14%. So that's for the week, right? That's from Monday to Friday of trading, right? So 3.14% is what we received that week or last week. The week before that was 2.95. Before that was 3.63, 3.21, 3.5, right? So I'm going to scroll all the way down. So this is October, the week starting October 15th, 2021, and I'm going to continue going. So you can see here 3.4, 3.4, 2.98, 3.3, 3.27, 3.35. There are several weeks here that were in the 4%, right? July 2nd, 2021, 4%, right? All the way back. Let me go, continue going, right? So there's another one. There was where was that? Anyways, there was 4% there, 4.2, right? And then there's another one at 4.03. But anyways, I'm continuing going, and October 2nd, 2020. Okay, so several years of track record, right? So that's great. That's obviously something that we want to see. They haven't had a losing. They haven't had a losing week, right? And what this is basically a PAM account. So a PAMM, and the broker is called Novatech. So what happens is this PAM account is managed by 10 professional traders that all understand the markets. It's attached to, bots, which is, computer trading and algorithms, right? But it has an oversight, which is the 10 traders, right? So every trade that is entered on different accounts is monitored by these guys. So they will then, basically, uh, be a watch over to make sure that it is doing what it's doing. And what I mean by that is basically looking at the market like this. So this is what I do, right? This is what I trade. This is how I look at the market, right? So I personally know how the market works. So I can basically look at, this is the trade that we got into this morning, right? So from this breakout here, right, we basically got in during the New York session. As you can see here, I'm going to actually zoom out on this, right? Let me zoom in. So this was a New York session, right? So New York session, we had a rejection from the low. It pushed up past the trend. Once it passed the trend, that's where we got in, right? We got in roughly from this point here. Once it broke this line, the black line is going downwards. And then we actually got 157 pips to the upside. And then some of our people actually were able to then notice that it was rejecting similar to what it did the previous day, right here at this level, which is 35,000 even on the Dow Jones. And then from that point, it actually melted, right? And this was actually some of the news that came out of the new variant, Omicron, I think it's called. That is basically putting fear into the markets right now. So, yeah, that was a massive trade, and I caught, large portions of it. So let's just put it that way. So with that being said, guys, if you know how to trade, definitely there's money to be made, right? Like this here, this was 220 pips to the downside, right? You have a nice W formation, hit your 35, or sorry, 34 500 mark, and then from that point it continued moving upwards. So if you understand how to do this, great. You know what I mean? I do, but here's the thing: is I still like the fact of doing or getting involved with these types of platforms where I don't personally have to do a thing, right? It basically works in the background for me. That means I use it as a savings account, right? I actively trade on my broker accounts, the ones that I have with my broker, and then I just let this thing do what it's going to do, right? But with that being said, guys, I kind of want to go over a couple things. So I'm going to show you guys here. Currently, my rank is junior executive, which basically just means that I have, over $50,000 in volume underneath me from the people that I have referred to this. If I go here to show you executive, you'll actually see that currently right now, I have roughly, I think it's 164,000. So this is over the last 3 weeks, I believe it is now. So growing great. You know what I mean? We have a good community. The people that have followed me in from, so 126,000, sorry, that's what it was. So 126,180. So I'm going to actually input that into a compound calculator. Okay. Um, so a compound calculator. So I think I already have it. Nope, I don't. So this is actually currently what I have in there. So I'm actually going to put in um, 71,045. I believe that's going to be what I'm going to have for next week, right? So I'm going to just do my personal so you guys can see what that could potentially turn into, right? So I'm using roughly interest rate, a return of 3%. The average right now is roughly around 3%, or just sorry, just over 3%. I think it's like 3.4, 3.3. I'm just going to round it down at 2.3 because some weeks there's actually weeks that we do 4. There's weeks that we're on the higher threes, and there's also a couple of weeks that have been in the 2.95 type area, right? So I'm just going to average it out at an even number of 3%. And that's actually weekly. So I'm going to show you what that will look like. So this is, you can actually go online and find this yourself. This is the calculator site.com. So with that amount right there, you can see here, I'm going to compound it weekly. So what happens is when you get your returns, you're able to then reinvest it weekly. So that therefore you're actually able to then, every single week for the next however many years, you can then compound your amount week by week by week. And what that basically means is every single week, your account size is bigger, right? So then that means the interest that you receive with a 3% is going to be bigger every single week, right? So I'm going to show you how that works, right? So we're going to get rid of that, and then I'm going to do the calculation, okay? So I'm going to do monthly, and then so you guys can see, right? So this is the starting balance of 71.45. And then my first month's interest that I received, this is the whole entire month. So this is all 4 weeks inside of the month that it basically calculates. So month one, so I earned 976,000, or sorry, $976. Okay. And then now after the first month, my balance is now 8,121. From that point, next month I do 1,000, just over 1,000, right? So you can see how every single month it continues to grow, right? So by the end of the year, in 12 months, that 7,145 is actually going to turn into 33,230 simply by compounding weekly, right? And then continuing to grow that balance every single week, right? So here's where it starts to get fun, right? So from the 12th month to the 24th month, right? So from 33,230, I'm making roughly $3,900 a week, or sorry, a month, right? By the middle of that, I'm doing roughly 9,793, and I have 81,000 in my account. Okay. By 24 months, I'm going to have 154,551, right? Give or take, because obviously you got to realize some weeks we actually are doing more than 3%. So that could actually fluctuate a little bit higher, right? And then monthly, I'm going to be earning roughly around 18,000. Okay. And then it gets crazier, right? So 36 months, 718, 86,000 is what I'm going to be making monthly, right? That is basically the interest that I've earned over a 36-month period. Now my balance is at 718. And then at 48, it continuously grows, right? So I can actually go here and show you a graph, right? And this is something that I've talked about a lot in my trading journey, because we do have tools that we use for when you're actually manually trading yourself. We have compound, we have spreadsheets that basically help you understand how to actually do the compounding yourself, right? So you can get 5% per day, and I think in a 90-day period you can turn $100 into $9,700, right? And we've done it. I've done it. Like I've actually trading US 30. I turned $1,000 into 12 in a month, right? So I'm not really using the compound calculator. I'm basically just trading every single day and then adding positions to my trades and continuously growing. So now on that 12,000, I'm actually making like $500 to $1,000 a day just from that. But here's the thing, not everyone can do that, right? So this is actually what you can actually see here exponentially over 1 month to 25 months to 60 months, right? So you can see your size of your account just continuously growing as your account is compounding, right? And you can see here when I go to the table, same thing, right? So some people think this is nuts, right? This is crazy. It's not possible. It is possible, right? Actually, I'm going to show you a conversation that I just had with my partner, Max. Basically, what he said is, if I can find it, it's at the bottom here. His partner has, my friend is at $500,000 himself, right? So like he literally has $500,000 in his account, like in his trading account. So like so like mine, I have, you know, 7,000. He has 500, right? So let's do the math. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's do the exact same thing, but for 500,000, right? I'm not saying that this is like you, but I'm saying that this is what exponentially could potentially happen, right? So he has it at 500,000, and here's the thing: is that most likely he has a team underneath him, so he's making money on the side as well, on the commissions as well. So roughly right now, on the 500K, he's doing roughly $68,000 a month, right? Just in interest, and that's 3% per week. 4 weeks out of the month, blah 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 blah, right? And if he was to continue compounding that, that can turn into a significant number. But here's the thing: is that when you start getting to these larger numbers like that, um, truthfully, most people will probably not keep that large amount in there, just to be safe on just to be on the safe side, right? But anyways, um but you can see here, like 2 million, you're doing roughly $279,000 in a month. But here, let me do this as well. So the smallest amount that you can start with in this program is $100. Okay. And let me do this. Let's say you did $100 and you put in $100 every single month for the next 5 years. Okay. Because this is possible, right? So literally you can turn $100, right? So you can see here $100, and every single month you deposit $100, right? So you can see how it grows. So your $100 turns into 3,501 within the first 12 months. In the next 24 months, it turns into 19,323. In the next 36 months, that turns into 92,907. Okay, so that's 3 years. A year later, you're close to 435,000. That's at 4 years. So by the 60th month, which is 6 years, you could potentially have turned 2,000, or sorry, $100 with $100 a month into 2,220 or 26,000. Okay, so that's a significant amount. And look at this. This is you only adding in an additional $6,100, right? So the total interest that you earned, actually, let me read this up here. So deposits, yeah, so interest, total deposits, total interest. Okay, so yeah, you can see here the interest. So the total interest that you would have earned was over 2 mil, right? And that's at $100, right? And also adding in $100, right? But by the time you're down here, right, you're literally adding in. And this is the thing, this is what a lot of people can't do. They can't be consistent in reinvesting their funds. Okay. um, which then makes it a bigger amount every single month, right? So look at this as a car payment, right? um, Most people take out a 5-year loan. Now people take out 84 month loan, 86, sorry. Um, they can consistently pay their freaking car bill, right? But can they consistently add $100, right? Every single year for the next or every single month for the next 5 years? Probably not. But this is going to be for the people that are dedicated. In our previous platform, that we still use, I have somebody that's literally at she's really pretty much there at the 100,000 mark, and she started with 50, and that's been less than a year. So she went from 50 and then upgraded to 75, and now she's pretty much ready to upgrade to 100, which then she's going to be making roughly around $14,000 a month, USD. right? So all of this is US dollar. She's basically going to be making $14,000 a month with that platform. Myself, I started with that platform. I started with 300. Don't get me wrong, I've added more, but roughly right now with all my accounts in that platform, I have roughly around 70,000. So I'm doing probably around 8,500 a month from that platform, and that I'm then reinvesting. And don't get me wrong, I'm using some of it, but I'm also reinvesting and growing my accounts from there. But then this one here caught my attention because of the potential for compounding, which is insane. So here, let me do this, right? So if I changed the interest rate to weekly, all right, but let's say I only compounded it monthly, right? So let's look at the number here. So 2 million. Let's do this. Yeah. So you're losing by compounding monthly, which is still great, right? But you're just over 2 million was weekly compounding. This is monthly compounding, and you're at 1.4, right? You're basically, when you do it weekly, you're growing your money faster and faster and faster. You're earning 3% on more and more and more and more. So as you can see here, if you're compounding it monthly, your effective annual rate, your APY, is 333, right? If you did it weekly, you're pretty much at 365. Oops, where am I? Yeah, 365, right? And then if you did it yearly, right? So this is what it looks like. This is the regular banking system, the way that they do it. Compound level. Uh, let's do yearly, right? So you're literally making 156,000, or sorry, 156%, right? Your $100 turns into 6,000. This is the normal system. Oh, sorry. Total additional. Okay, sorry. So this is 156% over the next 5 years. So don't get me wrong, it's still great, but here's the thing: it's 165%, and there's no other system like this that will give you, or no other system out there. I shouldn't say no other system. There's no banking system out there that will consistently give you 3% per week average, right? Don't get me wrong, there's going to be weeks that are bigger, there's going to be weeks that are smaller, but average right now, I have it at 3%. But this is the regular banking system. Okay, so this is on your personal. So I'm just going to go back here again. So as you can see right now, in the last 3 weeks, I have roughly around $126,180 underneath me in my team. So I can show you right here my team, right? My genealogy tree. So this is the thing, guys. I share this stuff with people because I know that not everyone's out there actively looking for these things. I love making money, right? I love providing these types of things for people to understand and win with, right? So this is my group. So this is me up top, and as you can see, I've literally started putting people underneath everyone. So as you can see, I can even drop it down a little bit more. I've put people underneath everybody. Okay, so that basically helps them grow their business and all that kind of stuff. So I'm actively, so I can drop down this one, that one, right? There's tons. That one, that one. So roughly right now, with all of this, I have 100 and what was that? 126,180. So let's go do the math. So 126,180, right? So 126,180. Okay, because this matters, right? So weekly 5%. Let's do it for 5 years, and then the compounded weekly. Okay, and then I'll get rid of this deposit, right? So let's look at this. So roughly over the next 5 years, so 126,000, and this is if I don't add anybody else. This is if I don't yeah, so this is basically if I don't add anybody else, basically just using this number as it is right now, 126,180, what it's going to look like in the next 5 years. Okay, so here we go. Monthly. So here we go. So 126,000 is going to grow by $17,000 for the first month, right? Which gives me 143. That month two, it's going to grow by 19,599, which gives me 163, right? Third month, it grows by 22,000. You know, it keeps doing that. So by the fifth month, or sorry, sixth month, I'm going to be at 272,000, and the interest that is going to earn as a total underneath me is going to be $32,000. Okay, so this is basically how this is going to grow, 32,000. So here's the thing, guys, is that there's a compensation plan for sharing this. Okay, and I'm going to show you a little sneak peek of it. So it's just like any other program out there. Like I said, I used to be a financial advisor with Sun Life. I used to make money for providing financial services, right? So if I sold a life insurance policy, I would make a commission. If I sold a critical illness insurance policy, I would make a commission, right? As well as a residual. And if I sold a mutual fund, right, if somebody then invested, let's say $10,000 or $100,000 in a mutual fund, I would then get a commission, right? So don't think this is any different, right? This basically is a benefit for these types of companies to then bring on people that they don't have to do the marketing for, right? This is there to help you. So let me scroll down a little bit. So yeah, live trading experience. So like there's actually education on this platform for you to start learning as well. And these are some of the snippets of the actual trades that are being entered. Low monthly fees, so these are the packages, so you can start with as little as $99, right? So the builder package is from 99 to 499. Bronze is from 500 to 2499. The silver package is from 2500 to 4999. Gold is from 5 to 999, right? So on and so forth. Platinum, and then there's VIP, which there's two, sorry, VIP is from 25,000 all the way to 99, or sorry, 99,999. So just under. And when you get to these levels, you actually get an additional percentage on your money, right? So you're not just getting that 3%, but you're actually getting an additional 1% for having your money in this platform. So then you're earning an additional, up to $250 all the way up to 900. Or what is that? 1% of, I believe that's what it is. 1 second. 900, 9 plus 1%. Yep. So $999 a month that you would be earning just from having your money in there, right? So and then you have this one here. This one's 100,000 plus, right? And then you actually with this package you get, and this is President's Club, you get an additional 2.5% a month on your money on top of that 3% per week, right? So yeah, that's what that looks like. But I'm going to show you here dedicated support. Okay, let me continue going. So then MLM plans compared. So this is like any platform out there that does let's say like IM Academy, B, fucking any of those Forex Academy or Forex academies. Same shit. The only difference here is that, the people that sign up don't actually have to do any of the trading themselves. They don't have to copy and paste. They don't have to worry about any of that bullshit. Yeah, it basically just builds for them, right? So there's 7 ways to get paid: direct referral bonus, indirect referral bonus, fast track bonuses, check matching weekly, residual bonuses, rank achievements up to 100,000 USD, rank based profit sharing. So the one I'm going to mainly talk about right now is the check matching weekly. So this is actually what you earn, right? If you were to then build a team, right? So this is basically this right here. So as your team grows, you get a cut of this whole thing, right? And it doesn't even affect the people. So here's the thing, guys, and this is what I mentioned to you earlier. I turned $1,000 into 12,000 in just over a month with my own trading, right, on US 30 with minimal risk, just fucking around, right? So that right there is more than 3% a week, right? So what's happening here is this platform is leveraging the money that's being brought into the platform, right? That doesn't mean that they're only making 3%, right? That means that they're probably doing, 3% a day or 4% a day or 5% a day average, you know what I mean? There's some days that they probably do a lot more and there's some days that they just, break even or whatever. But here's the thing, on average, they're doing more than just 3% a week, right? Let's just put it that way. So here's the thing is that now they're able to then pay out all of the people that are looking for the 3% a week. And then they're also able to then pay out a small portion for the people that are actually bringing in the business as well, right? So think about that, right? not just 3%. Like this is trading, right? I can easily make, $500 in 2 seconds on US 30 with a point 0.2 lot, right? That's basically fucking 10, 20, no, that's 10 pips, 20 pips, right? So just think of it that way. But anyways, um, so with that being said, so let's look at the numbers once they start getting bigger, right? So let's look at 12 weeks, or sorry, 12 months. When your account balance underneath your volume is 586,000. So that basically means that $70,000, 70,553 is being earned as interest underneath you. So 7553. And currently, the way that my thing is structured, most of mine are direct referrals. That means I'm basically doing like 5% on that first tier, right? So at 70,553, 5% of that. So basically, I'll be earning $3,500 from this volume. That doesn't even affect the people that are underneath me, right? It doesn't affect them at all because that's coming above and beyond from the company basically saying, hey, yeah, thank you for, the volume. I was actually on the Telegram the other day. There's a guy who's at the presidential club, sorry, senior, what is it, senior, I don't even know the fucking, I don't even know the terms here. Residual, so he is a rank achiever. So he's, sorry, here it is. He's a senior director, which basically means he has a minimum of $25 million underneath him in group volume. Okay. So let me do the numbers right now. So 25 million, right? Well, actually, let's do the numbers over here. So this is him growing his business to have over $25 million underneath him. So let me just do the math. 25, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, perfect. So same parameters, 3% weekly, 5 years. I'm just doing average of 5 years. So anyways, this is what, and this is the thing, is that there's a potential that his business is actually larger than 25 million. I'm just going by the minimum because the next guy up is one star ambassador, and that means a group volume of over $50 million underneath you. The biggest one is two-star ambassador, and that's $100 million in group volume underneath you, right? So those numbers sound large, but here's the thing: look at how it actually grows as you compound it, right? So let's say $25 million, right, is what he's potentially at right now as a senior director. So that means that his account, his everyone underneath him is growing at 3% weekly, right? So let's say 3.416 329 is what his group is growing underneath him. Okay, that's per week, or sorry, per month. So if I was to do 5%, so that means that he would be making roughly around $170,000 a month from that group volume. That doesn't even affect the people that are underneath him. So these people are every single one of these people that contributed to that 25 million, every single one of them is receiving their 3% average. Okay. But for him growing his business and growing, and helping out and sharing the knowledge and all that kind of stuff, the platform does the work for you, right? So that volume is literally growing at a exponential rate. So the first month you're making, the interest earned is over $3.4 million. So that's $170,000 that potentially he could have made for the check matching, right? And as you can see, it just continues to grow and grow and grow and grow. Within months, he can be at that $100 million mark, right? Which is that presidential, or sorry, the second ambassador, which is then $13 million or $12 million. Let's do the math, guys. So 12 million, and that's earned interest for the entire pool underneath them. 142 plus, let's say, 5%. So that's $614,000 that he could potentially be making a month just on his portion alone. And that's not even including what he has in his own personal account that he can be growing, right? So let me look at this here and let's see what yeah, and then there's other perks or whatever, but that's technically what you can be looking at, right? Let me go back to a normal number. So let's go back to what I have, which is 126 180. Oops, 126. Oops, 126 180, right? Let's see how long it's going to take me to get there, right? With this, with not adding a single person, with yeah, with just the volume that I have currently right now. Okay. So I'll do monthly. So right now it would take me roughly 53 months. So just under 5 years, just over 4 years to reach $100 million without adding a single person, without recruiting, without anything, right? This is just the numbers that I'll be at, right? But you can see there how it grows exponentially because the same way that your money's compounding, everybody else's money is compounding. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. But for you sharing this, that's what your extra that you'll be making, right? So right then and there, that's just the check matching, right? That happens once a week, and that is your extra that you receive. But don't get me wrong, right? So um, that right there, the 120, whatever it is, that the one that's underneath me, so 126,180. That is literally like there's opportunity for each person that's underneath me to do the exact same thing, right? Each person that's underneath me can grow. Let's say let's say every single one of them did 128 $126,000 in volume underneath them, right? So then they have the exact same opportunity that I have, right? Um, but here's the thing: is that I make off of the next tier less, right? Let me show you here. So that's on everybody that is on my first level, right? My second level. So let's say you were to then do that, I'd then make a smaller percentage. And then let's say those people that you brought in and they brought in and they brought in, then I make, you know what I mean? So like you can literally go 9 levels deep and, let's say, um, you know, 9 people removed from me, um, I'm still making a small little percentage, which is still anything. But in reality, I'm just doing the calculations off of this, right? I didn't even tally in any of these, right? And then here's the thing is that you can do the exact same thing, right? So that is the exponential growth that could potentially happen here for you, right? That, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. But with that being said, guys, a large opportunity here for everybody involved. I know that personally, and then here's the other thing. This is one of the things that I liked a lot, that our other platform doesn't have. Right, the other platform maxes out at $100,000. Right, whereas you can exponentially grow this to 100,000 plus. Like my friend said, his partner, the guy that brought him on, his account is at 500K, right? So he's earning whatever he's earning per month, per week on that 500K, right? On the platform that we've been using for the last year, you can only go to a maximum of 100,000, right? And then the thing is, here with this one, they're fully regulated and they're registered in the United States. So they're not doing any, funny business. They're actually registered in Florida. Um, so with that being said, very transparent, very easy to use. Let me see here. The conversation that we had earlier. This was several weeks ago when I first started. So he said, after 90 days, so someone I know requested to pull all of their capital and got it in 3 days, right? So that was $62,000 or so that he received in 2 days, 3 days, after he started and basically wanted to try to retrieve all of his capital that he wanted to make sure that he could, right? So we've done, like I said, he's been in this for 6 months. We've been testing it out, and finally, when we said yes, absolutely, this is good, and we trust it, that's when we started sharing it. But we wanted to make sure that we were doing our due diligence before we ever shared anything to anybody. But yeah, guys, that's basically what I wanted to share with you guys, to show you a little bit of a sneak peek of like what is actually possible. There are direct referrals, so you do actually get a small commission for when people sign up. Let's say builder, bronze, silver, gold, platinum. You know, it is what it is. It doesn't even affect you because you actually, your account trades on the full amount, right? The company will make it back within, you know, weeks or months on that small commission that gets paid. I think on these ones here, it's like $10, 25, 50, 100, you know what I mean? Like, and so on and so forth, 1,000 here. And I believe like anything 1,000, 100,000 plus is, I believe it's $5,000, right? So you get a $5,000 commission for bringing in $100,000. But here's the thing, they're going to make that back in a fucking month, right? So think about that. It's not that big of a big. That's not that big of a deal. It's basically a commission that you get for you know, finding somebody that wanted to actually learn how to, you know, grow their money, right? Um, Very flexible. Takes fuck. I did a withdrawal the other day, and I had it within the afternoon. So within the day, that's one of the benefits. But yeah, so yeah, one of the things that I'm extremely excited. That's why I've come out of hibernation and I'm making this video. Simply because it is it's been great, right? So there's 7 ways to get paid: direct referral bonuses, indirect referral bonuses. So you'll make a small percentage on the people that you bring in when they bring somebody in. Don't get me wrong, it's nothing significant, but anything counts on the bottom line, because then this is what's going to happen, right? You can then say like for me, right? I have 7,000 roughly, right? Let's say I'm growing it by 3% for 5 years, right? But let's say now I'm actually earning, you know, $1,000 extra a month from those commissions, right? But here's the thing: I can't even show you how much that could potentially grow, because every single week that $1,000 is going to be then be, you know, 1,200, 1,400, 1,500, right? Until actually, nope, that's on my other computer. But anyways, I actually made a spreadsheet to calculate what that number would be if I was earning it, right? So let's say I had $25 million in volume underneath me. Well, my commission for the check matching for that month is going to be like $170,000, right? So technically, I can put in here for that month. I could put in here 100,000 that I end up putting into my account and I keep 70, right? But then the next month is then going to continue to grow. So then I'm actually going to make 3% on that 100,000. You know what I mean? So those are the crazy metrics that you can work with in your mind to make this thing just an absolute monster, right? But anyways, so let's say my initial balance, which is 7,000. Let's say I put $1,000 a month, right? Let's look at what that number would be. So in 5 years, I'd have like 33 mil, right? And that's basically with me putting $1,000 every single month, and with my initial $7,000 investment, right? And that's if I were to say, you know, continuously just reinvest my profit. So this month, I would have made 350,000 on 2.9 mil, right? Let's say 48 months, I'm at 7 mil. I would have made 860,000 on that 7 mil for that month, right? Like, it's just insane, right? And it's possible because of the actual, you know, connection to the markets. We're basically a non-bank, right? So like, even with crypto today, like let's say PancakeSwap, right? Let's look at this. PancakeSwap.finance, right? So I can easily go into earns and pools, right? And this is crypto, right? So this is readily available to all of us. Oops. Well, it's going to want me to sign in. Fuck. I'll sign in, I guess. Oops. Unlock. There you go. So I'm signing into my MetaMask, which is my crypto wallet that is attached to my computer, right? So here's an example, right? So like for you, you can get into a PancakeSwap farm, right? And you can stake your cake, right? And actually, let's do earn pools. So this is what I like. So auto cake. So this is actually an auto compound, right? So I can stake cake, right? So roughly right now they have 108,241,560 cake, right? Which cake right now is at, let me look at this. purple cake. Cake is at $13 right now. So the all-time high for cake, let me just go into this. The all-time high for cake right now is at $44, right? Because the market corrected itself several months ago, like 6, 7 months ago. It came down, it crashed, but now we're roughly at that $13. So this is the thing, guys. There's money to be made, right? Um, so let's say you bought 1,000 cake, right? That would be 1,000 cake times 13, so that's 12 grand, right? Or 13 grand, right? So let's say you did that, and you then put your cake into this, right? Which you're earning 78% per year, right? So 12,000, or sorry, 13,000, right? Plus 78%. So you're earning $10,000 a year on that 12, 13,000, right? So that's the difference, guys, is that, like these things are readily available. So like if you're making money here, right, with this, you can then start doing extra investing other places. So you have, one basket of eggs over here, one basket of eggs over here. One. This is the type of shit that I do, right? Um, but yeah, you can enter into cake. You can do an APY of 78%. But here's the thing with Novatech, we're earning 365 compounding, right? If you were to just do monthly, like I said, you can do compounding monthly, right? Actually, yearly, right? So if we were to not compound this, we would be earning 155% per year. So we wouldn't be far off from this, right? 78%. But in total, we are better than anything the bank can get us. I think right now the bank on their savings accounts is at like a 0.01% for the year, right? And it's not compounded, it's not anything. So your $100 is literally going to earn a cent in the whole entire year. And guess what the bank is doing? They are taking your money when it's in your bank account and they're entering into the markets. And then they're earning their 8, 9, 10, 20% that they're earning with their trained traders, the people that are, their hedge fund managers and all that kind of shit. They're making money on your money, right? And then they're basically saying, thank you, here's your 0.01%. Whereas with these types of platforms and with crypto itself, you know what I mean, you're earning a portion of all the transactions that are coming through the pancake swap router. That's why these interest rates are higher, just like with Novatech, right? Novatech is earning on your money, and they're telling you that, hey, guess what? We'll pool your money together and let us trade with it. We're going to earn more and pay you a 3% return. Awesome. Where else am I going to find that? Not the bank, not the mutual funds. You know what I mean? Like I said, my mutual fund before I took all my money out of that shit, I was doing 5 to 8%. And that year that I decided that enough was enough because I actually lost money that year, I was at -4%, right? So think about that, -4% for the entire year, whereas now we're doing 3% for a week. That's the cool part, guys. And this is where it gets revolutionary, right? So with that being said, I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek of what could potentially be, open your guys' eyes to the earning potential, to let there is money to be made. 160, 180, right? So if we did this weekly compounding, right? And if you then do direct referrals for pretty much your entire team, you're guaranteed to be making roughly around 5% every single week, right? So like on 126,000, the first week, the first month, sorry, let's say 17,242 plus 5%. So that's roughly $862 that I would have put back into my trading account, right, for the entire month. But as it grows, so let's say after the first year, I'm at 70,000 earned interest for the entire group underneath me, right? So 70,553 plus, okay. I'll be making $3,527 for that month, right? Let's fast forward to 24 months, right? 328 135, 5%, 16,406 is what I'd be earning monthly once I get to the 24th month. Let's go to 36 months, right? I just want to show you guys a quick peek of like the earning potential that you could have for simply just sharing and acknowledging that, hey, this is something that a lot of people could benefit from. So 76,000 is what you'd be at the 36 months. So 48 months, so $76,000 a month, right? So 7,097,800. Oops. 821 plus 5%, 354,491 is what you'd be at here, right? And then let's do 60 months. So 33,011, 156 plus 5%. 1.65 million is what you would be earning this month at your 60th month, right? And look at this. These are all numbers that are very close to it. So you would have been 1, 2, 3, you know what I mean? So like it's exponential growth. But with that being said, guys, massive opportunity here for everybody involved. 3% a week compounded over the next 5 years. For anybody that is dedicated and willing is a large number, right? That's 365% per year that anyone can really do, right? There's no monthly cost to it. You know, you put your money in, it does the work for you. You just watch it grow and you build your community. But with that being said, I appreciate everyone for joining me, and I will see you on the other side. Also, I'm going to be including my link in this in the description for this. So anyone who is interested in wanting to sign up, just click on the link and let's get started. Bye.